Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's happy, healthy, safe, and doing well. As of right now, I do not believe I have any donations. No, I do not. No donation reads yet. And we'll see how long this video is. Okay. Or how long it will be. Okay, guys. Who do we have here? There is a little talk that I do want to have with my collective, especially the women. Yes, it can be applied to the men, but especially the women. I'm probably going to put out a video about knowing thy worth. Okay. So you have to set boundaries, ladies, when it comes to the dating scene. You have to pay attention to the red flags when it comes to the dating scene. I have found this over and over again, and not let somebody completely derail you. Thank you, Hell on Heels. And that's what I'm starting to talk about a little bit here. I think I might put out a whole video for single women about value, self-worth, sticking to their core values. Okay. And watching for red flags. So if you have somebody wants to display dominance, run. Stand on your own 2 feet. Make sure you maintain your independence. And if you make certain decisions about things that you want to do, and they throw up some red flags about trust, that especially new on in the relationship, when a relationship is brand new, there's certain things you don't do. Number one, especially if you're strong like me, you don't say after only one date, okay, we talked on the phone quite a bit. Text messaged. One in-person date doesn't constitute grounds for let's hop in the sack. I will not do that. And I have a reason for bringing this up too. I don't know if he will watch this channel or not, if he'll figure out where all on YouTube I am. I've ghosted him. I tossed and turned last night, couldn't sleep. Something wasn't sitting right in my gut. I drew my own tarot cards on it. Also had a discussion with Rock That Body, my personal astrologer. We looked at his chart. There were red flags in his chart too. And certain things he had said to me over the past 2 or 3 weeks, click, click, click. Red flag, red flag, red flag. I wish I had, you know what I need to do? I need to get some construction paper or scrapbook paper that's red and a screwer thing and create a big red pendant. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Hi, Lucy. But, I forgot my pen and paper, didn't I? But, yeah, you don't do that to me. And when I put up a little bit of opposition, and I try to be nice about it, diplomatic, and you still want to say, talk about sex, how important it is to you. Yeah, that's fine and dandy, but not so early on in a relationship. We established that early on. Okay? And we established when the time is right. And the time is not right for me on a second date. Fuck no. So, and you certainly don't go around saying, oh, what was the wording? And this is all over because I wasn't very communicative last night, and he knew what I was doing. I told him what was going on, what I was doing, but he thought I was lying to him, or something else was up. He didn't trust me, and you know what? Life's too short. I am not going to deal with anybody that has trust and insecurities. Either you trust me or you don't. Okay? I have a busy lifestyle, and I'm not giving up my lifestyle for nobody. I am number one. I'm sorry. And if he watches this, I'm sorry. I'm number one in my life. I put everybody else first in my environment all my life. I'm at a place where it's my turn. It's about me. It's about my financial security, my family life, and my family comes first. And I'm sorry, but that's the way I look at it. And it's too new into the relationship for me to make that adjustment also. But anyhow, going on, it was like, he said something. If you have young people in the vicinity, if you have young people around, young children, cover their ears or mute the sound for a moment. Oh no, that's not writing. But when he says to me, if I didn't want to fuck you every time I saw you, then this would never work, even if we're under the same roof for 10 years. TMI. Then he wants to lure me, he wanted me to come to his house, at the very least, have dinner there. But before that, it's like, to compensate, to make his insecurities go away, my door is open tomorrow. I would like you to spend the night. No. That goes against my core values. And don't let anybody, and women out there that are single, don't let anybody bully you into anything. I'm very strong-willed, and I don't have a problem with cutting somebody off. When I see red flags, I ain't playing games. I'm done. He's blocked on social media. He's blocked on my phone. Not contacting me. I'm done. So, well, Lucy, to answer your question, it is control. And I think that was part of it. He had absolutely no control over what I was doing last night. None. I am my own person. I do me. I do what's right for me. Whether it is going out somewhere with friends or if it's spending a night with my family, it is my prerogative. And we had one fucking date. One. And it felt good in the beginning. It felt right. But I could tell you what, the eclipse yesterday was eclipsing his ascendant. And he is a Scorpio rising. And Rock That Body said that was her first red flag in his chart was his ascendant. Where it's placed, the degrees, and what was going on in the eclipse. And this eclipse was in Scorpio yesterday, and it basically it brings the light in, and it shines light on the darkness. Anything that is hidden in the darkness, hidden under the surface, is going to be exposed. The secret's coming out. And I got some gut feelings. I started and watching his emojis. I learned that one from Radikar. And by the way, Radikar can't be here today. But I learned that from Radikar, watching the emojis, watching how he worded things, his responses, how he would backtrack a little bit. It's just not all the red flags are merging into one giant one, and I cut it off. He be blocked. Next. And I put this nice little post on Facebook, and Hell on Heels saw it, I believe. Yeah, she did see it, didn't you? A brief description of my story, and telling people, women, know your value, have self-respect, value yourself, stick to your core values, watch for the signs. Believe me, if you are observant, there will be signs one way or the other. Okay, so us shows here. Okay. But anyhow, I'm going to plan out a full-blown video on self-worth in dating. Now, I will admit, there are some women out there it wouldn't apply to because they're loosey-goosey anyhow. So they'll have a lot of one-night stands, or they'll jump in the sack with somebody immediately. Not this lady. You got to gain my trust first. I got to be comfortable first. That is my Earth in my chart, my Capricorn. My Libra kicks in, and my logic mind kicks in and says, do the scales balance? If there's anything out of balance, anything that's not weighing in right, getting cut off. It's, everything has to fall into place. Everything has to be balanced. And with the Libra energy, it has to feel right. Earth energy, I have to be comfortable. It has to be a little bit of establishment there. Some roots have to be planted. And I have to know intuitively that it's going to grow. And in the beginning, I thought, this has a shot. This has a real shot. Little did I know. And when I took a closer look at this chart with Rock That Body, I'm not saying this guy's all bad. He's bad for me. Put it that way. We'll just leave it at that. I get it, Lucy. I get it. Anyhow, today's free reads. Again, general read with the perspective of this lunar eclipse that we just had. We're going to be feeling the lunar eclipse for weeks, months, okay? And this lunar eclipse that we just had in Scorpio is life-changing. Eclipses are known for eclipsing things out of your life. Known for kind of like taking out the trash. Spring cleaning, if you will, but from the inside. Okay. and in your environment. Spring cleaning, getting out the clutter, getting out the trash. That's a typical eclipse. Eclipses can eclipse people in or eclipse people out of your life. The solar eclipse usually eclipses people in. The lunar eclipse people out. People, places, things, situations. We'll put it that way. This was a really big eclipse because it was the last of a series. We've had a couple solar and lunar eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus. So there's been a lot of shakeup in our stability and things that we value. And in our and these eclipses has been transformative. If you look at the past couple years, like kicking off in 2020, if you look at those, all the global changes as well, how people have adjusted their life. That's what this series of eclipses was doing. And now we've experienced the last one for 20 years. There will not be another lunar eclipse or another set of eclipses like this for about 20 years. So this eclipse was setting the stage for even years ahead of time. You'll have some minor tweaks and adjustments with other eclipses that come into play. But okay. Okay, Christine. Christine, I'm doing general readings with the twist of taking this lunar eclipse in Scorpio from yesterday into an account. Okay. Okay, yes. Donations do require specific questions do require donation. And thank you, Ellen. I will move you over to the paid list, donation list. And I will do you first. Okay. Obviously, because donations, you skip the line and can ask and hone in on specific questions. Anyhow, we had a lot going on astrologically. I did a little bit of research. I am brand new, and I only do very, very basic astrology, very, very basic transits. That's it. I don't go into all the aspects. This squaring that opposing this trining that, this conjunct over there. I'm not getting into all of that at this point in astrology road. I'm just learning, and I'm just doing a few basic things. Okay, so about this eclipse, okay, and it depends on what your rising sign is as to not your zodiac sign, not your sun sign, but your rising sign as to what house and what area of life that is going to affect. But on a general broad terms, it is a major transformation. Scorpio is a ruler of the 8th house, which is of sex, other people's money, inheritance, death, taxes. That is what the 8th house is dominant. So, and the ruler, here's where things get really good. The ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. Okay. Pluto is unconventional. Shake shit up. Think of the tower energy. Well, no, that's wrong. Transformation energy. Yeah, there's some tower energy in there. Tower with the death card of the tarot. Sudden shakeups, sudden changes. Okay, sudden transformations. That's what an eclipse is about. And Pluto is entering Aquarius. Okay, and Aquarius, globally on a big scheme of things, is the community, is the world events. So with this eclipse, we can actually we're going to start seeing in the next few months, probably even the next year or two, okay? A lot of changes on the global scale. worldwide. Okay. So some big shakeups, some big changes are going to be occurring globally. And so Pluto is going to start trucking through Aquarius, and is supposed to be in Aquarius until 2041. That is a ways away. It's going to be hanging out in Aquarius for a very long time. Then let's add something else to this mix here. Mercury retrograde. This eclipse has occurred right now during a retrograde. Mercury is retrograde in Gemini. The house, the third house of communications, short distance travel, education, those are the main things about that third house. Those are what I know as basics. I know there's other things that go into the third house, but that's what I know as basic. So, modes of transportation, communication. Oh, electronics. I forgot about that one, but that's in the third house. So, Mercury retrograde, communications, combined with that eclipse, dealing with things from the past. Now, Mercury retrograde traditionally concerns itself with redos, examining things and redoing things, making corrections. A good example would be, I'll just use a hobby, for instance. If somebody liked to crochet and they gave it up a while back, during a retrograde, something could click and they could go back and pick up that crochet hook again. I know that's a silly example, but that's what just came to my mind. Going back to an old job, an old position. Hearing from people from the past also. That could crop up because there's communications involved there. Our methods of communication could change on a global scale in the upcoming couple years. Good for you. You're putting your story out there, Christina. So, and then other things that we have Jupiter going into, I think it's tomorrow, Jupiter enters Taurus. Native house, second house, things that we value, our possessions, houses, cars, money, is rolled up into that second house. And yes, it could even involve people, but it's things that we value. And with Jupiter entering that, Jupiter is a planet of expansion. It is a planet of good luck, good fortune. And with this eclipse, it could be and it's happening still during the retrograde with that change of signs. So and I would interpret that, and if Rock That Body is watching, I hope she corrects me on this. My interpretation of that would be reverse of fortune could possibly happen, especially with that eclipse and with Pluto going into Aquarius. Okay. And then we also have Venus entering Cancer. Now, Mars has been hanging out in Cancer for a while. Cancer is a native to the fourth house, the house of home and family. Okay. Mars has been hanging out there in the fourth house. And Mars is ill dignified, very uncomfortable. All that fire sitting in a big puddle of water. Hello, Jalen. So, with that said, with Venus entering Cancer, you know, a little Mars is already wet down a little bit. The fire already down a little bit, because which is kind of like the that self-esteem, that confidence, that assertiveness is all kind of waterlogged, okay, and very uncomfortable. But Venus is trucking in to give Mars a little bit of a hand, a little bit of a help. And Venus and Mars is going to do a little bit of a dance for a couple of weeks in Cancer. So for some, depending on the placements in your charts, especially if you are an Aries rising, harmony in the home. Now, Mars is ruler of the first house and ruler of the 8th, because Aries and Scorpio shares rulership with Mars. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars. Okay, so there's a little bit of fire element there. And with the two of them, with Venus and Mars in Cancer, in a water sign of emotions, it could be some steamy emotions. Just be aware, and it depends on the other aspects. Could also be boiling. There could be some heated emotions, and there could be some passion associated with that. Trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to cover. Got some notes here. No, I think that's it, astrologically speaking. Okay. Jalen, you're going to have to watch the beginning of the video. Okay, let's see. We got Ellen. We got Lucy that's moving over to the paid list after Ellen. And then we've got Jalen on the donation list. Okay. Okay. So I've done all of that. I've done my little lecture on knowing your value and your worth when it comes to men. You'll have to watch it, Jalen, because shit blew up for me. I blew it up and I blocked somebody. Anyhow, because somebody saw their true colors yesterday. Lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And he was a Scorpio rising. So true colors came out. Anyhow, let's dig in here. Okay, starting with Ellen. Okay, Ellen. Ellen, honey, you're probably going to have to repeat your question. I mean, oh, wait there. I just donated. Wait a second. I wonder what are... Okay. Nana's feelings for me. Okay, got it. Okay, Ellen. Okay, let's get you some cards here. 3-card. You chose a 3-card reading. Okay. Basic. Let's take a look here. What's Matta's feelings towards Ellen, please? I am going to do his feelings, his intentions, and advice. Okay. And this is another deck that I have. I'm really enjoying this deck. That's not the one. That's one I'm using in the other readings. I don't know where the box is. It's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. from Hay House, the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Great deck. Great deck. It actually gave me some really incredible, spooky, but incredible insights into my own situation this morning. Really spooky and insights. And I'm like, oh yeah, my intuition's on it. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. His feelings, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles here is a bit. There's a bee that's busy working. Working. This is a different kind of deck here, by the way. It is a tarot deck, but it's a lot of animal, a lot of symbology. Working at the foundation, being very abundant. So his feelings are about security. Okay, he's looking for something to plant roots. He's looking at something that can be nourished, that can be his feelings towards you. He sees you as secure. Okay, he sees you as being solid, family oriented. His feelings are very earth based. Almost feels like, how do I put this? Almost like I would like to see a cup there, but I don't know if he's an earth sign or not. I can't, but it's almost like earth signs tend to be, when they are secure, then they're able to openly express their love energy. Okay. So, anyhow, his feelings are very homely, very down to earth, very deeply rooted, is what I get. His feelings towards you, he feels secure. That's what I was looking for. His intentions, 10 of Wands, his intentions is to work hard, but he has a tendency to work against the flow. He kind of makes things harder on himself than what he needs to. Fighting the current, he's fighting the waves of emotion. So that kind of tells me he's trying to go upstream instead of downstream and going with the flow. He kind of fights the flow of things. And he feels the emotions, and he feels like the emotions are hitting him like a brick wall. But his intentions are, I don't see him running. However, I see his intentions are strained. His intentions might cause some strain. Some of it, it's almost feeling like work also. His career might be taking a front seat. Let's see what your advice card is. 5 of Wands. That's interesting. Again, we got these waves. We have an otter here. Resist the urge to build a dam that's in really choppy waters, if you understand what I'm saying. The 5 of Wands is competition. You might even have some competition, because in this card, I'm just picking this up now, there's another fish in there. You're not alone, I don't think, with this fish. You're not the lone fish. There's another one in that fish with him, with you guys. So it feels like he's fighting against the current, and there's another fish that's trying to come in. So there might be some competition here. Choose your battles wisely. And if you are conflicted in any way, what I said at the beginning of this video about watching for the signs. If you're conflicted and your gut is twisting, which I got a feeling that it might be a little bit, I have a feeling that there might have been some red flags. Ellen, you need to pay really close attention to those red flags because I'm seeing resistance here. His intention is to resist the emotional waves. He's not giving in to them right now, and it's going to cause a strain. And you might be conflicted, and you might be always trying to fight for his attention and his affection. That's where that self-worth and confidence comes into play. Okay. So yeah. So sometimes you got to stop fighting the current. And I'm almost feeling that current card is for you also. Stop fighting with the current. Go with the flow. If he is resistant to going with the flow of the relationship, if he's resistant moving forward, there's other fish. Okay? There's other fish in the sea. Okay, that was donation 1. The second donation on my list is Lucy. She's next with a donation. By the way, my donations do take priority. They skip the line. Hello, God before me. If you guys would like to know what's going on astrologically with the eclipse and Jupiter and Mercury retrograde and all that stuff, rewind and come back. Or rewatch it later. Don't rewind and come back because you might miss your turn. Yep, you sure? Okay. And I am running the list by myself right now, so I hope I don't miss anybody. Shatha, yes. I'll put you on the free list. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, Lucy, I kind of need... You might have to repost your question, Lucy. Lucy's next up with a donation, and then Jaylyn after Lucy, and then I start the free list. Okay, what's my vibe currently? Attaching or attracting? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but... Okay, and Lucy... Okay. You're at the level 2 reading? Okay. Let's take a look here. This is the Heavenly Body Astrology Oracle. I'm going to start there for you, Lucy. Attracting. Okay. 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 Let's take a look. All questions do require a donation. The free readings are free general readings, taking into account the twist of the lunar eclipse in Scorpio that we had yesterday. Okay, Lucy. Messages for Lucy, please. Messages for Lucy. Where is my timing deck? It's around here too. I may need that. Okay, Lucy. Your oracle cards, we got the sun. Very, very, very good. The sun brings about happiness and self-empowering. Embody truth. Okay, I feel a sense of self-empowerment. a sense of healing. Something is going to make you feel pretty good here. And then challenges is sextile, a combination of tension and flow. And this is kind of like, also it could be a rewarding and wait. This font on this deck is horrible. Potential and a rewarding situation. So this is talking, you might have some tension in a situation, tension going on in something that is going to end up being rewarding. And your advice is, Sagittarius, about just being optimistic about it, not letting any kind of conflicts or obstacles bring you down. There's a sense of freedom. Be free. Don't tie yourself down in negative thought patterns. In other words, and be optimistic. There's a lot of optimistic stuff here, Lucy. Okay. Cast any self-doubt right out the window. Right out of the head. Okay, let's see what else we get here for you, Lucy. Okay, what's Lucy bringing in? What's Lucy bringing in? Okay. Interesting. Your interesting cut. Okay. You got the King of Swords here. If you look, it has an owl in it. That is wise, being smart, a critical thinker, problem solver. And this is talking about keeping your eyes wide open, having a bird's eye view of things, and being very direct. The King of Swords is somebody who strategizes and in their decision-making process. This is almost like analytics. That's analytics. Justice. Interesting. The Justice is the bat. The bat uses his intuition, uses his sonar radar to navigate. He flies blindly, but he trusts in himself. He trusts in his radar, that his radar is pinging the right things so he can navigate. So right out of the bat, I feel like what you're attracting or what's coming in is a sense of, there's that sense of self. And we also have part of the Sun card is about truth. Okay. We've got that clearly, the truth with justice as well. And this is knowing the truth and your personal truth. And it's also about that sense of balance. And your last card is the Ace of Wands. Okay. The Ace of Wands leads to new growth, inspiration, new creative ideas. Creativity is not limited to painting a picture or an art form. There's creative thinking, creative problem solving. But with being an ace, it's also something new to get excited about that's coming in. But as I read these images, I get a lot of different vibes from this deck than other decks. I'm seeing the cobweb in here. Okay. And your mind might be cluttered with cobwebs that your thoughts get entangled in and you don't know what to do or what ends up. And that's where quieting your mind, taking the emotion out of things, critical thinking comes into play to bring us that sense of balance and that sense of truth. When you know the truth, then and I'm hearing the truth will set you free. When you know the truth, then it's up to you to take the necessary action. And I feel that part of your truth here, Lucy, is there is something that has come to a conclusion. Because we do have the ace here. A new beginning cannot happen without an ending. So I think that you have some kind of cognitive knowledge that something is closing out, but knowing that this closing out is going to help the scales to balance so that you can have that new beginning, if that makes sense to you. Okay. So that's kind of where spirit is going. You're attracting truth, and you're attracting some kind of new energy, some kind of new beginning in your life. Okay. That was Lucy. Okay, Joy King. You just purchased a reading. Did you do that as a private reading or for the live, Joy? Benita, I do have you on my list. Okay, Joy, let me take a look here, honey. Okay, absolutely. You will be after Jaylyn, and Jaylyn is next. Okay. I got to do one thing. Because something's blocking my clock here. I do have to keep track of the time. Okay. As long as I'm done by 5, I should be good. And it's only going on 3 o'clock. Okay, Joy. Jaylyn. Where is Jaylyn? Need your question, dear. Jaylyn, she purchased a full reading, so she gets the full garment. She gets the works. Jaylyn. There you are. No. Oh, thank you, honey. You put your question in. Okay, let me check. I didn't see it before. Let me double check that. It's not in the PayPal. Let me see. Let me scroll up. No, I don't see your question. I'm sorry, hon. Sometimes if you put it in PayPal, PayPal doesn't always save the question. I don't know why. I think it's a glitch with PayPal. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I sure can, hon. Okay. We'll see what else comes up here, honey. Jaylyn. So, feel you need more to know more than what you know. What I feel like that there's other things besides the house, and I will be, without divulging private things, I will cue you in and you'll probably know what I'm talking about. There's definitely a purging. This eclipse that we just had in Scorpio, you got the Scorpio card. Big changes. Something's being eclipsed out of your life. You also got Aries. Independence and bravery. And it's also about passion and knowing thyself. I feel like there's some kind of self-empowerment thing coming into play. Twelfth house. Okay. First things first with these oracles. Seems to be a purging. The eclipse is eclipsing something out of your life. 12th house of spirituality, transcension, karma. There's something about healing here. Definitely something about healing and about personal empowerment. Something that you're going through and you know what it is. I don't like to divulge your personal information. Some people know, some people don't. Okay. Sure, Ellen. But this is, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Without divulging your personal information. Certain things physically that you are certain that you are going through the process of treating a healing there. Okay. Going to be your problem, going to be gone. Okay. Now let's take a look at this house issue. Let's take a look at the house. I don't need any other card for that answer, but I'm going to do a full reading for other things, for uplifting or whatever. Got the star. The star is hope. The star is wish fulfillment, wish being granted, a certain pathway, a certain path of life. And you know, I said the eclipse is making changes with you. I don't feel that that star energy. I do not feel there's going to be issues with selling your house. Okay. And with your private reading, that right there is just confirmation. In your private reading that we had, I did confirm that it's going to sell. It's going to sell very, very quickly. Okay. But let's take a look at some other things. With the works, I like to do the Celtic cross. So it gives a very broad overview of everything going on around you. I'm really curious about this eclipse. And the house you wanted, I'm curious if it was if you found that during the solar eclipse, because solar eclipse things in, lunar eclipse things out. Okay, right off the bat, you got the Wheel of Fortune. Positive change, a change in direction. The wheel is spinning, and that is destiny. That is the universal energy. And then there we have the transformation. This is the challenge. This is the death card, but it's more of a change, something coming to an end for a new beginning, and you got to realize that destiny is in control here. The wheel is turning and changing things in a drastic way for you, and will be. The owl is of intelligence and smart and spiritual connection. That owl is, and it's pure. So there is a purity of spirit, purity of the universe, maybe even angelic like, that is coming in and taking that wheel and taking control. And this is about not fighting change. Okay? Beneath the surface is justice. Okay. The justice are the scales that balance. The being on the right track. And yes, a little bit of karma is thrown in there. On the surface, energy hovering around you is the Seven of Wands. And what I'm really feeling is there's an element of protection. Okay? The energy around you, an element of protection. This is also representing contracts also. It could be the other house. Recent past coming up. What is passing is that Knight of Wands. This is fighting hard. Okay? That's what I get. That bear is ready to attack, it feels like. And aggressive, being very assertive. So, in the issues that you have been going through, you've been very, very assertive, very proactive. And this bear goes after what he wants. A lot of drive there. But that's in a recent past of passing energy. And whatever that was, is what the universe saw your energy, saw your will, and is coming in and taking control. Okay. Near future, Four of Swords. Again, there's a sense of rest, needing to rest, and a sense of healing. And that is in your private thoughts. And I want to stop there. I'm curious. Well, I don't really want to dig too deep into your private thoughts. But I'll see if I could get a clue without saying so much. But there's something here you're going to be thinking about. What is this? Okay. Okay. It's work. Work and career. No biggie. It was depending on what I was going to see, if I was going to announce it or leave it alone. But a lot of work about and overthinking things, dealing with stability, dealing with the people that are on this, trying to figure out who's on the same page as you, who is not, as working together as a team. That might actually literally be your work situation. A sense of concern around that. But, and putting a lot of thought into it. I don't want you to overthink that. Okay. I think in your private reading, we touched on that a little bit. But I'm also hearing make sure you don't have okay, you don't have to do it all. You don't have to do everything. It's very important. Spirit wants you to know to really pay close attention to your body and pay close attention to your physical limits and really keep that in mind and the literal rest definition of the Four of Swords. Okay. Okay, so your energy, your strengths, Nine of Pentacles. I like to see that for you. That's still having that strong will to remain independent, to be strong, financial security, and there you are still an element of protection around your family, being very protective. You may even keep some things from your family be out in order as you think about it as a method of protecting them. Okay. The environment, the Fool. Okay. Now, that's not so bad in the environment. There's a sense of curiosity and purifying. There is taking a level of risk, and I think you know what your risks are. Being mindful of the risks and taking action accordingly. But the Fool also represents newness. The rabbits are abundant, they reproduce, okay? Fertility. And what I mean by fertility for you is a lot of production, things getting done in accordance. Okay, but there's an energy of newness, a new chapter. Hopes and fears. Why am I not surprised to see this card for you in hopes and fears? Is the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords, a lot of people simply say pain. Yeah, they are correct. But it's more than just that. There is a level of disappointment, but that can also be physical pain. And we understand why that is. Okay? There's a sense of, I just want to heal this. I just want to heal and become whole again. I'm a little bit disappointed as with the cards that I have been dealt in life. There's a sense of fearing disappointment again and being let down. But you're hoping for recovery. You are looking for that new beginning, that new start. And then potential outcome is Hanged Man. We did talk about that as well. In your private reading, some issues with the other house that you want to move into. You know, we already talked about the roof and other things. You know, the negotiations. The Hanged Man is just saying the purchase is going to take longer than typical. And we did talk about that. So your reading as far as the energy around your homes has not changed. I am getting a lot of validation, a lot of confirmation. And this is a completely different deck, read a little bit differently, similarly but differently, with some added elements to it. The Hangman pretends like he's asleep. It's the possum. The possum hangs itself upside down to rest, collect his thoughts. Okay, and it's kind of what I'm seeing. There is a pause in action. But your house itself is going to sell rather quickly. But you may have an interim where, as I mentioned in your private reading, where you may have to rent something temporarily until the sale of that other house goes through. Actually, I recall you have to sell your house in order to buy the other one. So that makes total sense. There is a little bit of in-between stage where you're going to have to find another avenue, another place to live, which you will. But you're probably got to be there a little bit longer than anticipated because of some hiccups with the closing. Yeah, you're going to be fine. I've been praying for your recovery as well, Jalen. And you are going to recover. And that's why I saw healing. I saw healing. It's like that particular problem going away. There's another word I want to use, but I won't because it'll give it away what I'm talking about. But the issue will dissipate. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, so okay. You know, it's kind of funny how things work out. Because of my little cord cutting, my little ghosting act that I did this morning, freed up my afternoon. So here I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Let's just say it was concerning enough that my son told me he wants me to approve his request from his phone to my phone for him to track my movements of where I'm at. Who is that concerning? Yep, I see that. Okay. Yep, I definitely see that, Joy King. Full reading. Okay. I am ready. Well, give me a minute. Get your question ready. I need a little bit of a breather. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, guys. Sorry. Before I read Joy, I just need a little bit of a breather. Yeah, Jalen. I did some me time last night, and somebody wasn't happy about it. Okay? He wasn't happy about it. Now, this is on the eclipse, right? And me knowing what I know about energy and about astrology, he is a Gemini, but he is a Scorpio rising. And that eclipse hit his ascendant, his rising. And I'm like, oh, I did not know what kind of energy yesterday to expect out of any of him, especially Scorpio being his rising sign. And with that said, That means a total change in his demeanor. Um, I was expecting when I saw that, I was expecting a switch to be flipped with that eclipse. And it was. He did not disappoint. Okay. Um, well, let's just say because I wasn't in total contact with him last night, I didn't have the ability to talk to him on the phone, nor did I have the cell phone battery left to really talk on the phone. And so didn't have a lot of contact last night. And we'll just say I get a message from him, HMMMM, with the emoji of scratching the chin, and saying, their eyes are seeing some red flags and have been for a few days. You know what, motherfucker? You've been, and I don't know if he's watching this channel or not. I'm hoping not. But he might watch me. And anyhow, so that kind of annoyed me that he would say something like that. So I kind of went back to him with like, I don't deal with, I'm not going to deal with insecurities, or I'm not going to deal with somebody with trust issues. Either you trust me or you don't. If you don't trust me, then I'm not the right person for you. Plain and simple. I says, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Right? My attitude. I didn't want to talk about it last night because when I got home, it was after midnight. Okay? I was doing my own thing yesterday. And he's spatting off like, well, my door will be open tomorrow. And he says, or today, since it's after midnight. For me to come over, and he would like me to stay the night. Oh, fuck no. I think, and I'm 99% sure. I'll give myself a little bit of 1% error in this. 99% sure in the beginning that I told him, don't expect me to sleep with you on the first date. Don't expect me to sleep with you on the second date. Probably not the third or fourth. Okay? That is not my MO. I am not hopping in the sack with nobody until I'm comfortable and I really know them. So, we're talking for about a couple weeks. Yeah, it's only been a couple weeks because we had the one weekend where we started talking. Didn't see each other because it was on a Sunday and he had to go to work the next day. Went all the way to last weekend where we had our first date. Then there was all this weekend. So 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. Okay? And one date. And he thought I was going to spend the night? Fuck no. And I told him, I says, no, I'm not. But I was nice about it. I says, no, I'm not comfortable with spending the night. Basically. But the bottom line is, he said some things, but the vibe was there. And where he was trying to push me, he talked a lot about sex, about the importance of it. But not just that. Yes, he wants his best friend and lover for eternity. He wants a relationship with me. That how important sex is, that's 50% of the relationship. Kind of driving that point home. And I'm like telling him that I'm not comfortable, and he says, "Oh, take your time." And I just got the image that and right after that, he finished it off. And this is my channel, pardon my French. I hope I don't offend anybody with a 4-letter word, but I'm gonna flat out say it. the last thing he texted me, or one of the last things he texted me was, if I didn't want to fuck you every time I saw you, this wouldn't work, even if we were under the same roof for 10 years. Are you kidding me? You're telling me this, and you're throwing this out there. You want me, he still wanted me to come to his house. You want me to come to your house. We had the intentions of me staying, and I'm not. And it's like a switch, and I felt it energetically, like a switch being flipped. And I was not comfortable. Not at all. Not saying that he would do anything to harm me, but there was some energy there, and I think there's some things that he hasn't told me about that are hidden. I picked up on that too. So, like maybe he likes rough sex or something like that. That was kind of actually Rock That Body pointed that out in his astrology chart when she and I were talking about it. And I'm like, somebody else close to me said the same thing about the rough sex, actually. Got 2 confirmations on it. And I'm just thinking, you know what? And last night when I went to bed, went to sleep, my gut just turned and turned and turned. I tossed and turned. I had a hard time sleeping. And the last time that I didn't trust my intuition, I put myself in a really dangerous, bad place. And this time I said, okay, universe, okay, spirit, I learned my lesson in 2020. And I promised myself I would never repeat that. And I thought, well, I'm not going to his house at all. Not yet. He says he was going to send his kid off somewhere. His daughter's 19 years old. He's going to send her out somewhere and leave us alone. I would much rather she stuck around. But I trusted my intuition, and I didn't even say a word to him this morning. Not a good morning, not a hello, not even acknowledging saying, I'm not coming to your house. Nothing. I immediately blocked him on my phone. I immediately blocked him on Facebook. So it was intuitively, I felt it was the right thing to do. And I used this particular deck to draw 3 cards. First card was the Knight of Swords, represented by the Barracuda. Second card was the 5 of Swords. And the third card was that 10 of Pentacles. All combined, looking at all the images and representation of the animals and stuff, the Knight of Swords, rushing in very quick. And it looked like that Barracuda wanted to jump into the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords also had a deer on it. The deer representing instinct, telling me, trust your instinct on this. That Barracuda is about to pounce. And then my advice, don't go to sleep on this. Be alert, because that bear card has a picture of a bear that has its eyes closed, resting peacefully. And it was telling me, hey, your peace is about to be disrupted. Your family foundation is going to be disrupted with this man. The Barracuda is going to pounce. And after I saw that, I'm like, that's my last confirmation that I need. I know I have to block him. So that's what I did. No, he does not have my address. I agree. Yeah, he's way too pushy. Way too pushy. He said some things in text that kind of tried to soften his approach. So if he watches this, Chris, you fucked up. You fucked up. You scared me away. Yes. I am running to the hills. Thank you, honey. I gotta go back and read some of these comments. Yeah. And I made myself, I let one man control me. Never again. My mother reminded me of that today. When I talked to her about the situation, she reminded me of the man that controlled me to a T, and I will never put myself in that position again. What happened to me in 2020, I met somebody on online dating who lived an hour, well, 2 hours away from me. I lived in Pennsylvania. He lived in Ohio. Cross state lines. And I was talking to him. Here's where I did not trust my instinct. Okay. I drove a truck at that time. It was before I had my car. I had my old 1997 Chevy S10 that was on its last legs. And I made a 2-hour trip out to Ohio, near Canton, actually. And I went to his house on a first date. I defied all logic all my values, I defied everything because this guy had all the right things to say. 100%. When I get to his house, he was in agreement with my values, right? He gives me this big hug and he says, "Oh, you feel so good." And right there, I should have just ran to my truck and got in it and left. I didn't. To make a long story short, I had to go to the bathroom. That's one of the he was all over me, trying to kiss all over me and trying to feel me. And I'm like, no. I kept saying no. At that point, I was afraid. I didn't know what to do. I said, at the first moment, I'm going to get myself out of here. But then later on, he softened up. He laid off and was a perfect gentleman. All these red flags. And on my way out to Ohio, kept running into snowstorms. Something was trying to stop me, and something kept on telling me, turn around. I was on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Kept saying, turn around. But let's just say he had a lot of money. That night, I refused to stay. He promised me all this stuff. Oh, I'm going to put tires on your car. I'm going to fix this and this and this on your truck. Take one of my vehicles home for tonight. And then sometime over the weekend, you could come back and we'll have your car fixed. So I took one of his vehicles home. The next day he's calling, he's saying, when are you going to come back? And I said, well, I figure like maybe, that was on a Thursday night, by the way. Friday, he's calling me when you're coming back. I said, sometime this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, come up for a few hours. He says, no, I want you to spend the night. Then my intuition kicked in. Then my senses came back to me. I'm like, oh, what kind of clusterfuck mess did I get myself into? And this is before I had my gun. This is what prompted me to get my concealed carry permit, pack heat with me all the time for my protection, and get professionally trained on using it. And I am not afraid to help somebody meet their maker if I have to. If I have to defend myself. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid to put a bullet between somebody's eyes. Okay? To defend myself. Anyhow, made an agreement to exchange vehicles. He didn't touch my vehicle at all. Had never had intentions on touching it or helping me out. He says, I want you to be Saturday morning. I want you to bring my vehicle back. And you're going to stay. I says, no, I'm not. And we got into this altercation. And I said, listen, I want to exchange vehicles and part ways. Meet me at the restaurant at the Ohio line. He's like an hour away from there. I'm an hour away from it. Midway point. That's one of the places I stopped that I wasn't going to go any further. And I called him and I said, listen, I can't go any further. It is snowing so bad. And he says, just easy. He talked me into continuing to his house instead of turning around and going home. But anyhow, I get to the rest stop. He says, listen, I got my truck loaded. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I don't have time to run out there. And then he says, I went to Giant Eagle with your truck and it ran out of gas. I had to get somebody to come and bring some gas and put in it. And I'm like, he says, you could have told me that the gas gauge didn't work. I says, I did tell you the gas gauge didn't work, motherfucker. But he says, I got gas in it and it's back in my house. You could come and get it. I'll leave the key. I won't even come out of the house. Just bring my car, leave the keys on the seat. I'll leave the keys on the seat of your truck. I says, listen. And I told him, I said, there's all kinds of red flags here. I says, if I have to come to your house to get my vehicle, I'm not coming alone. I says, I will have the police with me for my protection to make sure that the exchange goes over smoothly. You don't need to bring the motherfucking police here. What do you mean? Why would you involve the police? Then I came up with a plan. I told him, okay, I'll bring my truck to your house. I won't bring the police. We'll just do a quiet exchange. But when I got into his town, there's a Dollar General there. I pulled into that Dollar General and I went inside and I said, I need to speak with management immediately. And management came out and there was a shopper in the store. Big gorilla. I mean, big, huge dude, right? And, and he's listening to my conversation as if I'm explaining to this manager what's going on. And I said, I'm going to get him to come up here with my truck. If you see anything funny, tries to pull me into a vehicle or anything, you need to call the police right away. And she said, well, we're going to take this one step further. She goes, I'm calling the police now. So the police were called and the police hid around the corner out of sight. And this patron, this customer, he says, don't worry. He says, I'm here. He says, I'm your personal bodyguard. So I called him and I says, we're going to do this exchange. I'm at the Dollar General right down the street. There's no reason why you can't take a few minutes. You don't have to travel an hour. You have 2 minutes of travel to the Dollar General. I want to do this openly in public. So he came and we did the exchange. And he kind of reached his hand out, and I says, "Don't touch me." And then I let him know. I says, "What you don't realize is police is right around the corner. They're watching you right now." And this big dude came up, and he says, "If for you to touch her, you have to go through me." I bet this guy was he he was over a foot taller than me. He's probably 6'6", 6'7". He was a gorilla. And the guy that I was dealing with was a skinny shit. Okay. So he got in his car. He left, sent me a lot of nasty text messages. I blocked him, and that was it. I know I got some tea around here. Hold on. Hold on, guys. No, I don't have any tea. So yeah, I need something to drink. I always had to have something to drink, and I wasn't well prepared. Anyhow, that's my stories. So that's why I said I'll never be stupid like that again. Okay, so we are at Joy King. Okay. Okay. If I can get to you, Julie, I will. I have several, unless some of the people left already. I got 2 more donation readings. Donate the people that donate skip the line, and they get on my elite list, and they take priority. I don't know how many free reads I'm going to get through. I'm seeing it's 3:38 right now. I've done a lot of talking, but okay, Joy. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to take a look at his energy. Going to ask a series of questions. I'm doing yours a little bit differently. Doesn't feel like Celtic Cross is appropriate for this. Okay. I want to just get an overview of his energy. Show me Rick's energy, please. Show me the energy of Rick. Show me energy of Rick. Knight of Cups, smooth talker, Two of Pentacles, and Ace of Cups. Okay. He's had a lot of beginnings. A lot of new beginnings. Okay. We have somebody who knows how to talk, who's suave, charismatic. Okay. That tends to talk in circles, go around in circles as well. Two of Pentacles, he kind of talks in a manner that confuses people. Ace of Cups, he's had a lot of beginnings. He's always chasing that newness, the new beginning. Down at the core, I think he desires love, true love, new love. Okay. But let's pull the next card for the Ace, the Tower. Okay. So he has had an upset in love. He's had a Tower moment. That involved a committed relationship. It kind of blew up his faith in love. Okay. He has a lot of trust issues. And he goes round and round because he's had a lot of failed attempts at trying to start something new, trying to plan something new. He's Four of Cups. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. A lot of disappointments. He has a fear of rejection as well, but he's also done it to other people. Knight of Cups, smooth talker. Makes everything look really good. Sun. Kind of promises you all that happiness and that warmth. But he could be a predator. Seven of Wands. Okay, so preying on, I feel emotionally, I need another card on that. Watching and waiting, Three of Wands. Expecting. He's watching and waiting for the right moment. For what? Death, change. He's another one of them that I feel can flip a switch. Okay. Especially with this Two of Pentacles here. Back and forth. That's flipping a switch. Wheel of Fortune. That's change. Endings and beginnings. That's like, I think, and this is a cycle that he keeps repeating. Seven of Cups, options. He jumps cups quite frequently. Okay. I think you may be asking for heartbreak here. That's okay, rock that body. Everybody knows what's going on. And I even said it out loud. I hope Chris watches this. If he finds this video, more power to him, because I flat out Said to the camera, Chris, you fucked up. Okay. Anyhow, see what else we get about this Rick guide for you, Joy. Let's find out what his intentions are. We got his energy and what he's about. Okay. Let's get his intentions. Find out what his intentions are. No, I said it right here on the live. If he would find this video, I said, hey, Chris, if you're watching, you fucked up. Okay. And I went through this long explanation of what happened and why he fucked up. So there is no dispute. Okay, Joy. Okay, Spirit, show me Rick's intentions towards Joy. Show me Rick's intentions towards Joy. Ten of Swords. The Lovers. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Proceeding with caution. Slow energy. Sniffing out the coin. He's definitely looking for something and investigating, right? There is love energy here. But as we know, there's two sides of this. I'm being really drawn to the two Scorpions. Okay. Wondering if he has Scorpio in his chart, by the way. But the Lovers often represents a choice also. And you know how when his energy came up with multiple options? Here we go, a choice. And there is some pain and heartbreak here. Let's start there about this heartbreak. King of Cups. He has a tendency to bring it on strong and break people's hearts. Because he overthinks things. Eight of Swords. When it comes to family, when it comes to commitment, Ten of Pentacles, when it comes to building, he overthinks things and he's self-sabotaging. Because, you know, his energy, his intentions, it's like, it feels like, again, his intentions is, he sets out with good intentions, but he sabotages it. Okay? Empress. And Knight of Swords. There's that Barracuda that I just told you guys about. That came up from my own little 3-card spread that I did for myself this morning. So, but the Barracuda is coming at the tail end. So it's not like your person's a Barracuda chasing you. But the Empress, I feel like that there was somebody of value, somebody that he valued, that maybe did him wrong in the past, so that's why his energy is tainted. But his intention seems to be good, but he can't follow through. His intentions are good, but he has trouble following through. So he's very, very slow to commit. Okay. Once he would commit, he's very loyal. Okay. Very loyal. But it's getting him to that point of commitment. 3 of Cups. I don't know if he enjoys partying. I'm getting a sense of a lot of friends, a lot of parties, and I'm also picking up some friends with benefits here and there. Queen of Cups. Yep, there we go. We have the King of Queen on the board. Here's the thing, and you know, with the Lovers and all that mixed in, like I said, his intentions are good from the beginning. Okay. Okay, I'm meeting somebody new. This could be my match. This could be my lover. Okay, King and Queen of Cups, a love connection, something very emotional, something that runs deep. Okay, a soul bond. It's kind of what he's looking for, along with a Ten of Pentacles, something stable, something long term. Now, as I was saying, his intentions are good, but he shoots himself in the foot because of past hurts, past betrayals, past deception. That he shoots himself in the foot, and he feels it's safe to just keep his options open. Okay, so I can't tell you if it's safe to be open to him. That's up to you to decide. I could just give you the advice of what the cards have told me, and that's the last thing that I want to do. Okay, you're good? Okay. I could have drawn some advice cards just for some general guidance, but I think you get the idea. I think you know what to do with all that energy. No, it's really sad that he's afraid to follow through on anything. Okay, Ellen. It's been a hot minute, Ellen. I kind of need. I forget your question, Ellen. Oh, general read. That's what it was. Now I remember. Okay. General reading for Ellen. She did another 3-card reading. 3-card purchase. So we're going to draw 3 cards for Ellen here. Three cards, no clarifiers. For Ellen, please. General message. Okay. Okay, Ellen. Your cards. General message. Knight of Pentacles. You got the Knight of Pentacles also, and you saw me shuffling. That's about steady progress. That's about taking things slow, examining first, be a little bit cautious. Star. Okay. And there's slow moving energy here. Let's see what your third card is. 10 of Swords. Okay, I get it. I get it, Ellen. Your general message is proceed with caution and really look at the offers that are on the table in regards to something that you're hoping for and wishing for. Okay, some sense of star path, life path, some sort of direction that you are looking to go in. It's saying proceed with caution because you could be met with some sort of disappointment. 10 of Swords. Some sort of pain. And this is also telling me that you need to take some time, take time to yourself in order to heal pain as well. It could go either way, but I'm feeling like this is also about healing past wounds before you proceed. Be very cautious. And there is a certain wish, another opportunity coming up that can have the same results. So when you keep getting the same results, Ellen, that's when you got to change. It's almost like I feel the Nine of Wands energy. That's that oppression that's trying to persevere, and you keep getting up and keep trying and trying and trying. It's like the insanity card of the tarot, where you keep trying to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. That's when you have to make a change. You want different results, you got to change something about your approach or what you're doing. Okay, that is your general message. Okay. Now, we could get on to some free reads. Just want to shuffle these ones back up. Clear the energy out of the deck. Okay. Now, Ellen is done. Okay, I think that one was officially the last donation. Yep, Sasha, let's see. Actually, you're next. Sasha, for those of you that's on the free list, if you know what not your sun sign, if you know your rising sign, please post that in the comments. Because I want to look at what house placement that lunar eclipse took place if you know your rising sign. So, Sasha, do you know what your... Okay, rising Leo. Okay. So, if you're a rising Leo... Okay, that eclipse took place in your fourth house. The fourth house of home, family, parents, and some creativeness, but more about the family, your home life. Okay, let's see what energy comes up. So that's that eclipses things out. There could be something around your home that can indicate changing homes, moving over the next few months. Because this lunar eclipse is going to linger for a bit. As I said in the beginning, it was the last of a series. I'm not going to see this eclipse again for about 20 years. So there could be a change of home or changes within your home. People moving out, people moving in. It is like a total transformation. It could also indicate something hidden coming to light. It could be something physical, like a problem with the furnace that you didn't know about. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying there's something wrong with your furnace. I'm using it as an example. Something wrong with your furnace you didn't know about, and you go to turn it on, and there's no heat or AC system. You know, something, or there's something within your four walls, maybe even something coming out regarding family members. Okay, let's see. You got the House 9 card. Now, House 9 is long distance travel, other people's money, inheritance, or I'm sorry, nope, that's the 8th house. 9th house is long distance travel, spirituality, and I believe it could deal with some legal things. Rock that body. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 9th house, you could be going through some spiritual growth as well with this eclipse. Okay, turning on a switch, being more aware, more consciously aware of your subconscious. Intuitive messages, spiritual connections, but it feels like that this eclipse could be bringing in some spiritual growth for you. Okay? A change in your belief system, if you will. Okay, next one on my list is Christine. She said you believe you are a Capricorn rising. That means this eclipse affects your 10th house. Your 10th house is your career. How your career, your reputation, and social standing. Okay? So, this eclipse could be eclipsing something out as far as your social networks. But it's bringing about some kind of transformation in regards to career. Something with your career could be on the exit and very suddenly. Okay? And that falls on, that is called your MC. Okay? Your midhaven point. At the very top of your chart. And whatever this career choice is, that is going to change how people view you. So let's see what, let's get a card for this. Or there could be some, if you're not changing careers, there could be a shift within your career that could be a game changer. Okay, let's get a card here. Okay, you got Chiron. This Chiron is about hurts that need to be healed, healing some pain. This could be if there was something, if you're down, I don't know you. I might be way off base, but intuitively, I'm just feeling more like an energy of something with your reputation, whether it was from rumors or something like that that could have damaged your reputation in some way, shape, or form. There could be a shift in that sector, a shift in your career, but at the top of your chart, maybe I'm almost feeling like a redemption. I'm not sure what this is, but it feels like some sort of redemption. Healing something that caused damage to, and the way people see you. Maybe people see you as somebody who's always wounded, who's always hurt, and changing that aspect. Okay. Okay. Okay, Julie. Here's the dealio. Free readings, you don't, they're general. No questions. I do not accept questions to answer on the free reads. Those are reserved for those who donate. I do apologize, but I'm willing to give you a free reading. As far as what I've just done here, seeing how the eclipse is affecting you, in what area of your life, and getting an additional message through a card. Okay? One last time, Julie. Don't ask any questions. You're not going to get an answer. You get a general question. Okay. We are on to Vanita. Let me look for Vanita's answer here. Vanita, do you know what your rising sign is? Good before me. Or God before me. You're actually after Vanita if she answers. Oh, there she is. Duh. My rising sign is Cancer. Okay. You guys got to be patient with the free reads. All my donations go first. Okay, Vanita, being a Cancer. Cancer rising. Okay. The area of your chart, which is this eclipse occurred, it's your 5th house. Your 5th house can be about children. But it's about your pleasures, things that you like to do for fun, creativity. Okay. And yes, it is one of the sex houses. Okay. Now, with that said, with this transformation, with this eclipse, that is talking about something that you once enjoyed, or something that you once found pleasure in. You may not find pleasure, and it might be transformed into something else. There's a big switch here in regards to your approach to how you enjoy life and the pleasures within. And like I said, that can also include your sensuality, something being switched on or off with your sensuality. I like to look at this eclipse that just occurred yesterday as like flipping a switch. Okay. And let's see what else we get with this. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm done playing. Okay. Did I make myself clear? Free readings are no questions. She's coming off the list. I'm not playing anymore. Soul Source, first time out of her mouth, she wouldn't even given her a second chance. She would have been gone. I at least give somebody a couple chances. I'll tell them a couple times. Free reads. There's no questions. It's a general reading. Questions require donation. And after a couple times, you're getting booted. Okay. So let's see what else comes along with your pleasures, Vanita. Your 5th house. And it could also be some kind of transformation about children. About your children. Okay, you got house 9 also, and I shuffled this. So there is a definite shift, okay? What I am being told to tell you, I don't know if you are planning on doing some long distance travel for pleasure, aka vacation or holiday, anytime soon. There's some caution that needs to be exhibited. Okay. It's just that is what I'm getting. Even though this means spiritual growth, I'm going to another aspect of the ninth house of long distance travel. I'm even being told, just to play it safe, maybe changing your travel dates. Okay. I don't know what that is, honey, but there seems to be some caution in regards to long distance travel that you need to be made aware of. That eclipse, you know, I don't know how. I know it affects your house of pleasure. It's almost like if you're not careful, it can abruptly cause something pleasurable to be gone. I don't know any other way of putting that, but something could happen on a pleasure trip. Okay. Okay, that's Vanita. God before me. Okay, thank you, God before me. I definitely appreciate that. Do you know what your rising sign is, God before me? By the way, those that are still around, the readings I'm putting up, definitely not limit yourself to your sun sign, but your rising sign as well. You know what I'm doing? I'm halfway done. I got to finish the one for Sagittarius, and I want to try to get the rest of these up this weekend. But it's like the sun sign's one half of your reading, the rising sign is the other half, but I'm more rising sign focused on these. What is your sun sign? And I could take that approach. It's just when I talk about the houses, they're not going to be as accurate. Aries. Okay. So by default, put your sun sign on your ascendant, on your rising plane, first house. That would make Scorpio in its native house of the 8th. Okay. And the 8th, now that is about death, rebirth. It is another one of the sex houses, inheritance, other people's money. It could represent a loss as well to some of the aspects of that 8th house. Okay. It's a house of transformation and change. Okay. So if you had so this is why I can't pinpoint exactly, but you may, being that your sun sign, you could experience disruptions in your 8th house. 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 Disruptions in your No, Julia. And, okay. Julia, if you are Julie and you're coming back, no. Um, you have to donate for a question. Okay. So let's see here further. God before me. Okay, you've got Leo here, honey. Leo is the card of self-confidence, courage, loyalty. This is about in conjunction with Scorpio, the eighth house. You know, I would like to see it as like spiritual growth of a boost of confidence with this eclipse. And I want to say eclipsing negativity out of your life, God before me, and some kind of spiritual awakening as a result. I feel it like a cleansing, a cleaning house internally. Not always the most comfortable thing, but it'll help build you up. It'll help you find that sense of self and that confidence level being boosted. And loyalty. You might find a shift in where your loyalties lie. Like, for instance, example, if you found giving all your loyalty to a best friend, or then your loyalties may shift, particularly back onto yourself, or a cousin, a brother, a significant other. When you're totally loyal to somebody else and ignoring yourself, and that's kind of what I'm picking up on, that is about shifting and change and putting energy back into yourself. Okay? Okay. No, that was God before me. I'm getting close to the time of quitting, so I'm not going to have much time to get to everybody. I do apologize. The past couple lives, I got through all of free reads. Once in a while, it's quite. It becomes where my live readings are dominated by those that donate, because they get bumped up the list and they can ask their questions, and depending on what level of reading that they choose, according to their donation, some of the readings get really involved and it takes time. So if I miss you, I'll be live again Wednesday. So oh, Joy King said that. Okay. Virgo. God before me. Okay. Okay. If you are Virgo, Scorpio falls into your second. No, wait. Virgo, 1, 2, 3. That would be your third house. Third house of ruled by Gemini. That is short-term travel. That is communications, electronics, um, learning new skills, education. Oh, that's a shame. What tarot reader was it that passed away? So, but anyhow, God before me, Virgo. So let's see what this is. It could be electronics. So there might be a change in the way that you communicate, or in some short-term travel, like job or something like that. Could be changes in community. Let me see. Funny, you got Mercury. Real funny. There's something about communication here, God before me. The way you communicate out to others with this eclipse, if that's with Scorpio in the third house. Travel. It's almost like something is shifting with you with the way that you think, your thought process. There's a butterfly in this card, which is really standing out strong to me. Again, that metamorphosis, that transformation. You might be learning something new, a new skill, maybe involving communications, speaking, public speaking. There is something here that is going to transform your life, God before me, that could involve speaking to people. So just keep that in mind. Okay. $421. I haven't seen Shatha lately. Enjoy your weekend. Shatha? I know I haven't seen any comments. Where's Hell on Heels? How did I miss her? Hold on, guys. That's the boy calling. Hello? We are live on YouTube. I do that every Saturday afternoon. But no, you're not on speaker. No. Well, you know what? I ought to put everybody on my YouTube channel knows. I don't give a rat's ass. I'd rather be walking this earth and alive and breathing than for him to pay for my vacation. He's not going to, and if he doesn't go, he's not going to pay for mine. So what happened this morning exactly? Daniel, well, let's just say last night, like I said, he was pissed off. Okay. Even though I wanted to go see the band and everything, he was totally pissed off. And he was bothering me while I was there. I wouldn't answer the call because when I was charging my phone on my way there using my GPS, it wasn't all the way plugged in. So my phone didn't charge and it was low on battery. So I'm conserving battery. I sent a couple text messages. But bottom line is, he sent me a message and said, there's some red flags here. And I said, I'll talk to you when I get home. When I texted him. And after I got home, I said, listen, we went on one date. This is brand new. Either you trust me or you don't. I am not dealing with childish, junior high insecurities and trust issues. Then he come up with, okay, he says, this, I tell you what, my door's open tomorrow. You could come, we could have dinner, and I want you to spend the night. I'm like, oh, fuck no. Oh, hell no. And I told him no. And he just kept on pushing sex stuff towards me. And I said, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. And cut him off and ghosted him. Blocked him everywhere. That's the short version.
Do I need to borrow a back though?
Yeah. You might. But he's very well aware that I pack heat. I made sure he knew that and that I was professionally trained. Okay? And I have a concealed carry. I made sure he knew that. And I made sure that anybody that tries to intrude our house, number one, they have a dog to contend with. Number two, they said they have a 6'3" gorilla with a shotgun in one hand, pistol in the other hand, and they have me with a pistol in each hand. Go ahead, motherfucker, make my day, wrong house.
Yeah, actually, we got an unloaded pistol in the house to do that.
Yes. Yes, we do. He knows that. So I don't think he would even dare. He doesn't know where we live anyhow. I never gave him the address.
Yeah.
So I look for red flags. I saw them. He's gone.
Alrighty, whatever.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, he knows. He just knew this morning that when he left this morning, I had not decided yet what I was doing. But he knew that I might be going, and he knew that there were issues there. But I didn't get into all the details with Daniel because he was getting ready for work. He got the short version of the story. I'm sure he will ask me later. But anyhow, but the thing about what he was asking me about, he's laughing at first. He says, you couldn't wait to get rid of him till after he paid for your vacation. Because I'm going to Outer Banks in September. And that's why I say, well, if he's not going, because he already said he doesn't want to go. Because we would have to share a room. And I understand with Daniel, my son. So he understood that. And he wasn't comfortable with it. That was fine. He says, but he gave me the okay to go ahead and go. And if he's not going, there was no way I was expecting him to pay my way. And I wasn't even going to ask him. So that's why he says he wanted to know more details about what happened. So gave him a quick 411 that you guys all heard. Okay. Rock that body. I don't have to give you the astrology stuff. You know that more than I do. About your rising and the eclipse and stuff. I don't have to tell you anything. You're the one that tells me. You're the one that teaches me. You're the one that I learn shit from. That I can only give these real raw, bare bones basics. And then trust my intuition from there. Yeah, Rock That Body's my go-to girl for my astrology. I have a question. Like I asked her today if I was correct on something on my interpretation of like with this eclipse. It's like the eclipse coming in with this huge big spotlight, shining it down into the darkness and shining light on the hidden and bringing it up and it being exposed. And that was the way I felt my analogy, you know. And that's another aspect, things being exposed, things being transformed and changed. But I am going to throw some cards for her. Yep. So, he's my bestie, so sorry everybody. Rock That Body does. She's my bestie, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for her. You're welcome, God before you. After Rock This Body, readings are closed. Not doing anymore. My energy is just about shot, and I'm going to have to recharge so I can finish up. Oh, I like that. I know, Rock That Body, you're wondering, what card is it? Then I got a smile, and I say, I like that. I like this one, too. I like this one, too, for the context. One of these cards, people give it a bad rap because they don't look under the surface. They don't peel it back like an onion and understand. The cards have multiple layers depending on the context and the energy. So let's take a look at this. First card out. Ace of Pentacles. New seeds planted, new ideas, planting it in the ground for it to take root and sprout. And this is the physical, real world, in the 3D world, something being born, something new. Okay? Being planted in the ground, almost like that. And I used to hate when people coined this phrase. It used to make me cringe. But I'm going to say something that makes me cringe because I hate to use this, but it's applicable here. Golden opportunity. And I will elaborate the golden egg. Okay? The goose that lays the golden egg. Something big. Page of Wands. Communication. Positive communication. Something to get excited about. Something that's going to light a fire under your little ass there. Yep. Something that's going to light you up, fire you up. Something that you could get excited about and enthusiastic about. You got good news coming in regarding an opportunity in the physical world. 7 of Pentacles. This is the one that gets a bad one, and the one of the cards that gets a bad rap. People don't understand it. Okay? 7 of Pentacles has a lot of meaning. Sometimes it is plateaued energy. Yes. Stagnation. Yes. But sometimes it is that seed, especially when you're going from an ace to a 7. This is growth. This is growth. This is a seed that's planted that's blooming and reaping the rewards. So take that as it resonates. Something that is set into motion. With this eclipse, you're going to receive really good news about it here shortly. And you could take it to the bank. And it's going to grow. So I offer growing bigger. It's a bigger money card. If it was a 10 of Pentacles, I would say, oh my God, you're in for some really big golden money. This is more of an offer that does get bigger. How big, I could not say. Bigger than what it started. It's something that's going to grow. And it's something you're going to be happy with and excited about. That's why I was reading this as good news coming in. So there is some kind of offer that's going to be a good offer. That's going to allow you to grow and do what you want to do. Okay? Doesn't mean you're going to be a multimillionaire, but you're going to be pretty good at getting on your feet. Okay? And you know what we're talking about there without me saying it. Okay. Yep, love being a fly on the wall. I hear ya. Anyhow, that's what I have for today's readings. I am done. I need to relax. I need to recharge my batteries. Not phone batteries, but batteries in me. So I can finish up with Sagittarius reading. And I still have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces to do. And I want them all done over the weekend. And fitting in DoorDash. So that's one of my transformations that had occurred. But mine started before the eclipse. But that happens sometimes. Sometimes you can feel these energies days before the eclipse. Yep, something got eclipsed out of my life. Career-wise, job-wise. But Mercury retrograde, I'm going back to something that I did before that did work for me. So that is one of the big changes in my life. Anyhow, I love you all. Have a good night, good rest of your day, good morning, wherever in the world you are. And I will see you Wednesday night. Toodaloos.